It's GOAT time. It's Lil Wayne time. It's the best time of the week, as always, on Fridays at 11:30 Eastern. Good morning to, I'm assuming, a very happy Laker fan.
Yeah,
right?
I'm always a happy Laker fan.
That's not true, but
stop it.
I'll give you that. Okay, Bronny James will officially play alongside his father with next year's Lakers. Wayne, what was your reaction when this finally actually happened?
I had the phone in my pocket. I was getting dressed for last night's event, and so I had the phone in my pocket. I could hear it. And when I saw it about to go down, I stopped what I was doing. I watched the moment, and then I hadn't seen the footage of the family. And when I saw that hit home a little different, you know. And that's when you notice that. I was just happy to be able to say I was able to see that. I was allowed to see that. Yeah.
Because you know LeBron, you've spoken to LeBron about Bronny, and I think it touched you. It hit deep.
I have kids.
And you got kids. Yeah. So there's some tears.
I mean, yeah. You know, I started thinking about what you would do when you hear, if you was to hear, and the Grammy goes to one of my kids' names, you know, and they get up there and be like, I like to thank my dad. Oh, man, what? And so, you know, that's what all that, you go to thinking like
100%,
that. Yeah.
What's your feel that you have for Bronny? You've been around him a little. Describe. What is he?
A man. He's a young man. He's an adult. Also, he's a hard worker. So that's why, you know what I mean? It was the same kind of answer when it came to JJ. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think JJ's going to... All I know is he prepares. He's a hard worker and whatever. He's very competitive. Same with Bronny. So, and then, you know, he's about 2 years removed from the situation he's going through, 2 or 3 years removed. And I believe...
Which was the heart?
Yeah, the heart
situation. That was last July.
Yeah, that was a year.
That's how much he's making it look like he's 2 or 3 years away from the situation.
Yeah.
So with that said, that takes a different person to be that way.
Yeah, I'm like, what took so long? To get it done. It took so long. We've been hearing about it for a couple years now. I want to play with my son, and we're going back and forward. And clearly his contributions at USC didn't lend itself the way that they thought, so therefore his draft stock didn't rise like many people thought.
And there was a moment when you were thinking maybe you should go back to college.
For me, I thought maybe, and he thought the same thing, that he was going to go back to college until they reassessed the situation again and said, you know what? We're going to get medically cleared by the doctors. We're going to stay in this combine. We're going to stay in the draft process, and we're going to move things forward.
But he kept the option open.
To the very last minute, and he just said, I'm going all the way, and I'm going to do it. It's exciting to see, because I know how I felt when I got drafted. And when he said, all I want to do is hear my name called, that was it.
No, because you got your name called first.
No, but I'm talking about him, not me, him. Yeah. He wanted to hear his name called because Paul knows and I know when you hear that name called, that building that was on your back, whether you went 1, 10, at the end of the draft, it's a building that's on your back. It's the stress level that's lifted. It ain't, for me, it was economics. Okay? We be able to get some lobster, some steak. We get to, woo! For him, it ain't the economics. No. It's the opportunity to play with my father. It's the opportunity to prove to people I belong. Whether or not I went to the Lakers at 55 or some other team, I belong in the NBA. Yep. So it was good to see him and mommy and everybody just there celebrating that moment that he has arrived, no matter what path you think he may have taken to get there. It was like, man, I'm watching my own son or something get drafted.
When I start to dig deeper in all of this, of the moment, there's nobody probably more prepared than Bronny, because think about this. From the first day he picked up a basketball, just the criticism, just the anointment, just the things that was said. He's heard it all. And then you grew up in a social media era to where it's not even going to be when you step out the house for these AAU tournaments. And you know how they get key. I done been around AAU.
Oh, they fixed it. AAU is crazy, but this pro game getting ready to be way different.
Yeah, but just You've been through the Lions Den.
Yeah.
You see at a certain level, every level I was. Like from the time you picked up it, I don't know, from the time he was 6, 7.
Yeah.
It's been, I go to AU games and one of my best friends, he's the coach and his son starts.
Yeah.
And so we in the stands and
Daddy ball.
Yeah, you hear it on that level.
Daddy ball.
And now let that be LeBron James and his son. So it's magnified 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
And he's been through this how many years now? Like, he don't care about it. At this point, Bronny James is numb to anything anybody got to say to him. I'm telling you. So he's locked in on getting better, and we don't give a damn about the naysayers.
Yeah.
You know, this is one, like I said earlier, this is one of the great sports stories.
It is.
I mean, that we're
not the
ever
greatest.
in our lifetime, and we'll never see nothing like. We won't see this happen again in any sport, let alone NBA, in our lifetime. In the rest of our lifetime.
Probably not.
Unless
we wait on little Deuce Tatum. We wait on Deuce Tatum to get there.
unless little Charlie Woods end up getting that.
Oh, in golf.
Yeah, in golf.
Oh, yeah, golf.
No, I thought about that.
Well, you can play golf till you're 70. You know.
But to see Tiger with his son on the course.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
But we could, and then I'm just putting this out there, it may not happen. If the NBA changes these rules to these high school kids jumping, you could technically see Bryce in 2 years.
Second one. That'll make the story to another level.
You could technically see Bryce in 2 years.
And I've been told from the start that Bryce has a higher ceiling than Bronny.
Well, bigger. 6'7". They do about 6'7" already,
Once you get taller, then your upside.
Tall. He's really tall.
Yeah.
So back to Paul's point. I've told you this. I don't know Bronny. You've been in his presence a couple times, but I have watched closely his maturity. He's a special young man to me, the way he has handled all the things you just talked about. He is born to do this. This will not be too much or too big for him. He's ready for it because he's been trained to do it since he was a baby, because he's been in the harshest spotlight any kid has ever felt, because he is LeBron James Jr. It's not Joe James.
It's not even the spotlight.
Right?
It's not the spotlight not the spotlight about even at his own spotlight. You got to understand that all the criticism that his dad takes, that trickles down to your kids.
Feels that too. Not only his own,
your kid got to go to school after hearing that his dad is this and that and third and that. He got to go to school after that.
Right.
But a lot of times we forget that it ain't just LeBron James. You got to think about everybody that he's encountered in his upbringing. All the best of the best. Like, he been around the best of the best that there is.
Should do it with Tom Brady.
You've been around the best of the best.
Very good one.
How many kids that play professional sports have the opportunity to have a meal with Chris Paul, or have a laugh with Carmelo Anthony, or
work out with
him, or whatever, just be able to sit there and go in the backyard and get some shots up while y'all waiting on the barbecue to be finished.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of kids that
I told you,
have that.
Barry Bonds was one. He grew up with Willie and Bobby, like that.
That's big time.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice, though, is that I could imagine what that moment was for LeBron when he was noticed that he was going to the league. It was, like you said, economic. We made it.
We starving to death.
What I noticed about yesterday was that Brian is LeBron, he the king. King James, they ain't hurt. They ain't acting. That moment was still the same moment. That's how big that moment is always. That moment doesn't lose its strength.
Just want to get my name called.
Yeah.
You just want to, and as I told y'all the other day, the Lakers were not going to move off the 55th spot. He was going to be the target if he didn't go before. That's just, because they're not going, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
You're not going to do something way different. You're going to do that because it's the right thing to do.
Listen, he could have went before 55.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
The Godfather pressed the button.
Nah.
Godfather, Rich Paul,
Dalton Connect was sitting there. Dalton Connect was sitting there. We was going to get Dalton Connect. We had to get Dalton Connect.
17.
But I'm saying, like, he could have went early. Somebody could have picked him up, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean somebody? Oh, definitely.
Like, but once Rich Paul said, hey, listen, this is the script. Did y'all get this? Hey. This the script.
Yeah.
Did y'all get that?
Yeah,
Don't touch him.
Don't go off script.
Because you do realize I got about 9 dudes in this draft.
Don't go off script. We ain't
Probably about 9 dudes on your team right now, actually.
To your initial point, is it possible they were sitting on Bronny at 17 just to make him feel even better about how high he was drafted until Dalton Connect fell from 6 all the way to 17?
That's a huge possibility.
Yeah.
That's a huge possibility.
I sure thought it was going to happen.
I thought it was going to happen.
I said at the end of them, I was like, man, they got to take him at 17.
Definitely.
100%.
Because once the big was gone,
Yeah, then it's like,
it was like,
and it's not a great draft to start with. Okay, we will continue this conversation up next because we got to get Wayne's feelings on exactly how good Bronny will be, how quickly next year.